Many are asking this question: what are the roles of angels in heaven? Now, there's a lot of confusion about the roles of angels. First of all, the roles of angels on this earth. Secondly, the roles of angels in heaven. First of all, you need to hear me, we do not become angels. Oftentimes at a funeral or something, well, God needed another angel. Well, they don't become angels. We don't become angels. Angels are separate. Matthew 22:30 says this: at the resurrection, people will neither marry nor be given in marriage. They will be like the angels in heaven. We won't be the same as angels in heaven. Now, angels on the earth, they protect, like when the prophet was being under attack and the servant was like, how are we going to keep ourselves from dying? And the prophet says, Lord, open his eyes that he can see. And they open his eyes, and all of a sudden all these angels were around them, protecting them, and the enemy just went away because they were afraid. And there's protection in heaven by the angels on earth. They guide and they comfort, they instruct. We won't need comfort or protection in heaven. A lot of their tasks on earth won't be necessary in heaven. So what will they do? Now, a lot of theologians think that the angels will be messengers, and I'm not sure, because Scripture talks about how near God will be, and so I'm not sure that will be necessary or not. But if God is that near, I'm not sure why we need the angels as messengers, but there's a lot of confusion on that issue. Here's one there's no confusion on: what the angels will do in heaven. Revelations 5 says angels will be worshipers, and we will be like that too. We will worship alongside the angels. Revelation 5:11 says, then I looked and I heard the voice of many angels, numbering thousands upon thousands and 10,000 times 10,000. And they encircled the throne and the living creatures and the elders. In a loud voice they were saying, worthy is the Lamb who was slain to receive power and wealth and wisdom and strength and honor and glory and praise. And John writes, then I heard every creature in heaven, that's you and me included, every creature in heaven and on earth and under the earth and sea, and all that is in them, saying, to him who sits on the throne and to the Lamb be praise and honor and glory and power forever and ever. And so not only will the angels be praising God, but we will be as well, right alongside them, as well as the creatures on the earth. And can I tell you something? I hope you sing in church. I know some of you think, oh, I don't have a good voice, or I don't like to sing, or whatever, but when we have our time of worship, it is good to sing praise to the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. But even if you don't hear, you will there. First of all, your insecurities will be gone, because you won't be worried about what other people are thinking about your voice or the lack thereof. Secondly, when you start understanding the glory of God, and you start understanding moving in his presence into the glory of God, when you start understanding there's no lights in heaven because the glory of God radiates from himself, so that there's never a need for any lights in heaven, and no electricity, no bulbs going out, none of that stuff, because the glory of God will shine so brightly that it will just illuminate all of the heavens. When you move into the presence of the glory of God, can I tell you something? You won't want to do anything else besides worship him and sing to him and give him praises and bow down. And Scripture says there's coming a day where every knee will bow, every tongue will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. And so you're going to worship the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And it'll come from an overflowing filled with God's goodness, understanding how much he has done for us and how unworthy we are to have received the goodness of the glory of God. You won't be able to help it. It'll just flow right out of you. Every knee will bow and every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord.